Hi, we're Laura and Dan. We bought an old barn and with no experience of building and farming, we began creating our dream off-grid homestead. We're usually fixing something or making lots of mistakes. Follow us on our journey. Hey everyone, it's been a little while since we've last posted a video, so now we're a little behind on our vlogs. We're slowly working through editing all the footage we've recorded, so we'll have a lot to share with you all and catch you up on. A lot's been going on and it's been a very challenging month for us both. We're going through a lot at the moment and we're doing our best to work our way through it all. We're currently back in the UK and when we're ready we'll share more about what's been going on. But for now I really hope you enjoy the video and we'll catch up with you all soon. Hola, good morning, hope you're all doing well. So this morning we've got the electrician coming over to help Dan finish off the electrics. So this is going to be a huge job to have done on the barn conversion because it means that we've got outside lights that we're going to be able to turn on. We're going to have lights on the inside and I can't wait to show you what it's going to look like once it's done. So to get the electrics finished, the wiring now needed to be pulled through the walls into position. Things were starting to progress along nicely. The outside lights were then wired up and then the light switches and the sockets. All that was left to do was to tie up a few loose ends on the fuse box and the electrics were done.
How's it going?
It's going good. We've got our main fuse box in place now. There's a few other little bits I just need to touch on and finish up. But obviously the next job I need to do is I need to, you know how we changed the conduit around on the top? So I need to channel that out. There's quite a lot of channeling to do. And then also we've run out of cement, so I'm going to have to pump in a bag of cement. And I also want to get some, you know, the ear defenders. The last time when I was drilling it was
Yeah, it brings in here, doesn't it?
brutal.
On the Pfizer.
Yeah, it does. So what I'm going to have to go is go to the city, pick them up, and then while I'm doing that, do you want to get the stuff ready so I can start channeling out the walls? Plan? I'll take a plan.
Dan then headed into the city to pick up some supplies.
Is everything ready to rock, Laura?
Yeah, got the big daddy drill out.
I got my ear defenders,
Good.
so just ready to get to work. How did the suit us, Laura?
They look beautiful.
Can't hear you.
Shut up, man.
What was that? What?
Beautiful.
I can't hear you. Say it again.
No, I'm not saying that now. See?
Have a try.
I'll try.
You'll start wearing these all the time, so you can't hear me.
See it? Oh, no, really see it.
How are you doing, Laura?
What?
Can't really hear anything, can you?
No, I'd say it's muffled, obviously, but it's obviously protects your ears, don't it?
Yeah, you might get yourself a pair of them for...
When you start yapping on.
Yeah. So now I've been in the city to get the ear defenders. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this jumper because this is my city jumper. This is the only top I've got that's clean. Every time I go in the city I look like a scruff. So every night I'll keep this is the only top I keep clean. So I'm going to change my top, that's first of all. Can't keep looking like a scruff every time I go into the city. And then as you can see up here, this is all the way the conduit goes. So the conduit comes all the way from here. And obviously we've got a few here. This is for the outside light there. And then obviously we've got this, obviously we've got 2 connection plugs here for the mezzanine. But all this wire in here needs to be basically channeled into the wall. It's quite a tough job, but we've done a few now, as you'd seen previously in last week, around the barn. And there's also a few other bits of areas over here. So like for example, this part here, I need to re-concrete this because when we were doing the electrics and when me and the electrician were trying to pull the wiring through, there was a blocked conduit here. So sometimes when you put these down, when you're working in like a stony area, sometimes a stone can go inside of them. And that's what's happened. So we had to take it out, dig it out, put a slit inside the conduit, and then just unblock the conduit. So now it's obviously been rejoined, but I need to re-concrete the floor. And as you can see, there's a few other areas in the barn, for example, where this wire needs to be kind of dug in and mortared into here, so it's out the way and you can't see it. And then once later on down the line, we kind of come and mortar these walls and point them better and render each wall. You're not going to be able to see this, but for now I just need to dig some more channels. So there's quite a few. There's a few on the outside for each light that needs to be done. So this is probably going to take a bit of a while, but it's one of them jobs that definitely needs doing before we can start moving on to the next job, which is the rendering of the walls. Got enough fuel in, Laura?
Yeah, it's fine.
Half full?
Yeah, pretty much.
With the generator topped up, it was time to channel out the walls so the wires could be hid away. This was a job that took ages, as behind the wall is individual bits of granite stone, and it's not as easy as just digging them out. You have to work with the run of the stone because the granite is tough to get through.
So I've just finished off channeling this channel here, but what I need to do is I need to also run a second channel off from here up to here. I've also channeled out this one over here to the outside light, and then the next channel that needs to be done is basically from here, which I've already started, and take it all the way up to the top, up to that beam up there, where we're going to be having our lights. But it's tough going. It's not easy work, that's for sure. It's messy as well. It gets very dusty in here, but it needs to be done.
I'm so excited to share with you today's sponsor, which is Ridge. I'm goddamn sick of working on the homestead and driving into the city and carrying this big bulky wallet around with me everywhere. So that's why it's about time I went from this to this. Ridge has come up with a minimalist approach with a unique slim design to hold everything from receipts, gift cards, and anything else you can stuff in there. The Ridge wallet also features an RFID block of materials to keep your personal information extra safe. And you can also get a cool key case, which is a slim way to carry your keys, and it's also very durable. And all the other homesteaders are gonna be so goddamn jealous when I whip this out in the big city. And with Father's Day just around the corner, I think it's a cool little gift. So please go and check the link in the description and go and pick up yourself one of these Ridge wallets and get up to 40% off.
With the inside touches all done, it was time to dig the channels to hide the outside conduit.
So as you can see, Dan's now chipped in and dug the channel for the conduit to go in all the way around, all the way along here as well at the top for the wires for the lights. He's also done this bit here. Dan's also moved this to a better position. He's also chipped some out on the outside for the conduit for the outside light, so that can be hidden as well. All that's left to do is to make up a batch of mortar, and we can put these into place. Obviously we're going to be painting and rendering in the future properly and making it look nice, but for now we're just going to get some mortar just to keep the wires in place.
So you can see it's complete chaos in here. Put that blanket down just so that when I was chipping out the walls, things could just fall onto there. But as you can see close up, so I'm going to have to now fill all this in around here, up to here. Dug quite a lot of channels all the way up to here. You start filling around here and also fill in this area here so that when you look at the light you can't see any of the gaps. It just looks like a light flush on the granite wall. So I'm just in the middle of cleaning up all the debris that's come off all the walls that I've channeled out. It's not the prettiest job on the homestead, but it's one that's crucial and one that's needed to be done.
So we're starting to make progress.
Yeah, we're getting there. Oh, missed the bucket that one. But what we're doing is we're just making up a batch of mortar for now. We need to make two different types of mortars. We need more of a lime-based mortar for the parts that you're gonna be able to see in the future. But just to start for now, we're just gonna make a concrete-based mortar up, and we're gonna go around inside of the barn and we're gonna go and fill in the areas that I've just channeled out before. I picked up the concrete already from the city, so luckily we've got that, and I'm just going to make a batch up now, and then me and Laura's going to start working around. It shouldn't take long. We're not going to do it properly. It's just going to be quite quick just to get the conduit in the right position.
We made up a quick mix.
Just in the middle of getting ready to do some rendering. I've just seen a little mouse climb up the wall and then another little one just scurrying along the floor.
Yeah, they're all over the place. I've actually seen a few the other day as well in here, to be honest. See it there, see it.
Oh, he's gone on the wall.
Dan and I then got to work mortaring in all the conduit around the stone walls. We found it hard to keep the conduit in position while we added the mortar, so I used a brush. We slowly moved to each section so that when Dan was mortaring the conduit into position, it wouldn't just come flying back out again and had a little time to set in its position. It did take a few redos and a few mistakes before we got into the swing of things and found our rhythm. It's always learning when you've never done something before.
There's been a big snail. Look at the snail trail.
Yeah, a giant one.
It's a giant snail.
Yeah, or a snake trail.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise us with the big snake we've seen in here before.
But as you can see, me and Laura's both worked together and we've mortared in the wiring all the way around here. It's getting there, isn't it?
Yeah. And then once it's all rendered over, you're not even going to notice it, so jobs are good. Really happy with it.
Yeah. And now we've mortared in that, we're going to make up a different type of mortar mix now, and we're going to mortar in a few cables over here. We're also going to motoring a few of the cables that's exposed around the 2 lights that we've got on the outside, and also the earthen rod that's around outside as well. So we've made up our batch of mortar now. We'll put some lime in as well. And as you can see, there's a few little bits of wiring that's exposed, so obviously we want to tidy this up a little bit. I've had to cut a little bit of the conduit as well, but we just want to tidy the lights up so you can't, so that when you look at the lights, you're just basically seeing them on a flush surface. And then there's another one around the other side that we're going to do as well, and then a little bit around the back, and then the electrics are nearly there. Really, that's everything done.
So the electrics are all done. Obviously in the future we need to do a solar setup and get the batteries and stuff in, but
All
the
the
wire,
the
the main wiring and the lights.
what's it
are
called? The light switches. The light switches are in. The
wire. Conduit.
no, the main thing to make a light work. Can I think what it is?
Electricity.
No, I've got electricity. Oh my god. Take 2. The bulbs.
Alright, the bulbs.
The lights themselves. We need to put the lights in themselves. Obviously all the sockets are in now. Most electrics are done anyway now. It's basically just the kind of final touches.
Yeah, just the stuff that actually powers it all. We need to get.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's coming along.
So as we just said, there's still a lot that's needed to be done. But the main foundations of electrics are now in. So we've got 3 lights here. So this light is going to be for the lights that's on the second half of the barn. This light switch here is going to be for this side of the barn, so we can control each light separately. So if we want to chill on that side and we don't want too much light, we can alternate between the 2. This light switch here is for the 2 outside lights, which I think is going to make a massive difference because it's so dark out here on a night time, and it's nice to be able to have 2 lights so we can actually stay outside and stuff. So we'll show you how them work, and as it gets a little bit darker later on this afternoon, we'll actually show them in full effect in the glory. So over this side here we have our fuse box. So as you can see, this is our fuse box here. It's not a big overcomplicated system, we don't need that. It's just a very basic, I mean it's only 1 room, you know, basically, but it's enough for us. But it's enough to do the job. We've also got the, this is a power in source as well. So basically what this allows us to do is, until we do in the future get like our full solar setup, eventually when that ever is, there's no rush to really get it, because for example one of the power banks we have, we can just run the whole electrics off the power bank, or we can even use a generator if we need to. So it gives a really good option just to, before we do get the inverter and things like that, and we do decide upon that, we can just set this up and it'll we'll have basically, like we've already been testing it, we can have the lights on outside now, you know, we can have all electrics going. So it's really good just to have this as a little point to plug in. And also in the future, this setup will be used as well. Say for example, if the batteries are running low and we've got no solar, we can just use this plug-in to actually top up the batteries as well with the generator or a power bank or whatever we want to do. So it's really good. So we have 2 plugs here if we need them on this side of the barn, if we need to charge anything or plug anything in. We can also obviously add extension cables to this as well. As I said before, it's very basic, so 2 on this side. We've also got 2 sockets on this side. As you can see, this is obviously where it's all being channeled in, but eventually this will be all rendered over, so you'll not see any of this, and it'll just look like a nice flush charging point on the wall. We've also got this charging point here, so in the future we're obviously planning on having a kitchen unit here, So this will be for anything on the bench that needs to be plugged in, blender or whatever Laura feels fit to be using in the kitchen. So making a cake.
Yeah.
And up here we also have another 2 sockets, and this is going to be where the mezzanine is going to be, which is going to be really exciting. So we thought that would add 2 little plug sockets up here, just in case we want to charge something when we're lying in bed. So I think that's a good little option just to have up there as well. Also around the roof as well, we have 4 light points that just need wired up once we eventually finish the roof and bring the new beams in and stuff, and then the roof's all finished. We'll fix some lights to these, but the wiring's all there ready, which is the hard bit. So these just need put back up eventually once the roof's all fitted and stuff. But yeah, it's looking really good, and it's exciting to see like how already just kind of testing all the sockets and seeing that we can charge up here from the power bank and stuff. And it's just nice to see how it's like just things are starting to become home with the electrics now. And we'll show you the outside electrics on at night when it gets a little bit darker, which will be nice.
So I promised you guys that we'd show you the outside lights, so here we go.
Look at the lights, they're so good. Little cosy cabin now. One there.
It's a home now, isn't it?
It is a home in it.
I've got one on this side to guide you towards the outhouse in the night.
One there, one there. Just looks so nice in the distance as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The sky's lovely at night as well.
Yeah, really chuffed with them.
It is.
They would just go with the windows on the door as well, like the matte black colour. Just accentuate the barn pit.
You see all the flies, it just attracts all the flies now, doesn't it? Look at them all.
The light, it burns.
So we're really chuffed with the lights. It really transforms the barn, doesn't it? It's a proper cosy cabin now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a home.
It's so mad though, like how much a little bit of electrics and lights can transform things though, you know what I mean? And from going from like a kind of rough and ragged barn now to actually having lights and seeing outside when you can walk out here, it's a massive difference in it.
Yeah, it's all, everything that we're doing is just turning it more into a home every day, and I can really start to envision what it's going to be like now.
Well, normally in the past we just have a torch, we walk around with a torch and be using that to guide us, but now we've actually got lights so we can actually see now, which makes a massive difference, doesn't it?
Yeah. Look at us, moving on up in the
joys,
world.
the joys.
Moving on up.
Oh, I ain't gonna live like this no more. Most of my life's been waging war till I found peace